Hi, good morning. Okay, so just ran 3 miles. Not sure that was the smartest thing to do. I'm in a little bit of pain, but I did it. My pace kind of sucks, but that's okay right now. I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about running, even if it's just a mile. I think we all have that one thing in our life that just brings us that sense of peace, that gives us that release, and running is for me. It does that for me. Running is my time where I pray the most, I talk to God the most, so it kind of does double duty there. So I set out today to run a goal of 3 miles. I said, let's see if we can do this. We're feeling a little bit better than yesterday morning. We'll just kind of gauge how the body feels. After 1 mile, I wanted to stop, to be honest with you, but I knew I could keep going. So I got going, and I was at 2 miles, and I thought, well, let's just see how far we can get past 2. It could be 2.5, could be 2.25, could be 3. So basically, I made it to 3. Not sure if that was the smartest thing to do, because I was in a lot of pain when I finished that third one. I had to stop a couple times for about 5 to 10 seconds to take a breather and do an internal check, but I'm still standing, I'm still walking, I'm not collapsing. It's a good thing. And for all of you who are concerned about me taking care of myself, because we all know I do such a good job of that, I'm taking a rest day tomorrow. Absolutely no exercise whatsoever. There will be no running, no walking, no cross training, no nothing. I have a job interview tomorrow, so that'll keep me busy. So today's lesson is, what is our goal versus God's goal? Today I set out to do 3 miles. It was a very painful 3 miles, but I kept pushing. And I kept pushing, and I made it to that 3 miles. But I had to take a break. I had to take a breather a couple times. I had to stop. I had to be quiet. I had to listen to God and listen to my body, and then go. And that's kind of how life is. Society has this timeline. It's like we're supposed to graduate high school, get married by a certain time. We're supposed to have children by a certain time. We're supposed to have a career by a certain time. We're supposed to own a house, own 3 cars, have a certain amount of money in the bank. And reality is that's not reality for most of us anymore. There are people who are working up to the age of 80 and 90 years old now. People are not retiring like they used to. People are not having, children. I'm 41 years old, and I don't have any living children. My only child is in heaven, and I won't have children at this point. So, sometimes life kind of throws a little bit of a curveball towards us. And God has a different plan, and we have to just trust in that plan, that plan is much better than what our plan is. So today, even though I got to the 3 miles, I tried really hard, and I went through a lot of pain to get there. And sometimes in life, that's what we have to do. We have to fight through the pain to get what we need. Other times, we have to listen to God's cues and know when the pain is too much, and know when He's telling us to take a right instead of a left at the fork. Sometimes we set out with this plan, we get a certain degree, and we think that we're going to be in a certain field, we're going to do a certain job, and God decides, you know what, I think I need you somewhere else, so I'm going to make you turn right here, and I know you're not going to like it, and it's going to be uncomfortable maybe for a little bit, but trust me, in the end, it's going to be better. So I kind of feel like I relate, like I've said yesterday in my video, I relate a lot of things with running with life, and that's why running is kind of important to me. And you may have another hobby that you maybe do the same thing. I know somebody who owns a dance studio, and that's what dancing is to her, and so we all have that one thing in life that we can, if we really stop and think, we can attribute that to God. And ultimately, God gives us the strength to do what we need to do. He gives us certain gifts to give to other people and to give to ourselves. And there's a purpose for us, for us being here and doing things. And there's a purpose for the pain that we're going through. I've gone through a lot of pain in the last couple years, but specifically the last year alone. Yesterday, I received some really disturbing medical results that hopefully will be okay, and I'm just going to try and be positive and just tell myself it's all going to work out somehow, even if it's not okay, even if it comes back, and it tells me that I have something like cancer or, something really serious going on in there. I have to just trust that God's going to give me the tools and the doctors and the insurance and the income and whatever the case may be to get through that. It's easy to get caught up in a self-pity. It's easy to get caught up in a panic attack, which is commonly what happens with me sometimes. Ever since I was younger, I tend to struggle with anxiety. God bless the people who stay in my life and put up with me for it. But the reality is, I'm aware of it, and I do try to work on it, and I try to lean on God. And sometimes it's not easy, and that's when our Christian friends come in handy and step in and remind us that God is there carrying us through all these struggles. It's still January 2016, can very well still turn around and be the best year of my life. So I'm not going to give up, and I certainly am not going to go down without a fight. And just trust that whatever is supposed to happen is supposed to happen, and whatever happens with these results is what is in God's plan, and there's a reason for this. He's building something up in me. There's a reason for all these struggles, for the medical and the some of the emotional stuff that I've gone through as well over the last year. It was a tough year. It was probably one of the toughest years I've had in a long time. So thank you to all my friends and family who are watching this, who are very supportive to me, and to the running community for still supporting me, even though I'm probably slower than most of you. But you don't care. You just get out there and do it. Kind of like Nike, just do it. So thank you. And I think this video is a little longer than normal, so I will end there, and I will see you guys maybe this weekend. Bye-bye.